Hello everyone, welcome back to another MBPI 2018 video. It is Shim from the Shim Placer West Pop. I hope you're having a good day. And I am back here today with part 2 of high class cards that should be added to the game. I'm doing 2 for every team. I did the first half of the teams in yesterday's video, not yesterday's video, but the day before yesterday's video. So check that out if you have not already. This week we're going to be going over the Milwaukee Brewers through the Washington Nationals. So without further ado, let's get into the vid. Byron Buxton, who hasn't really lived up to the hype. Wow, that is an expensive card. My goodness. Yeah, Byron Buxton. So he's been, he never quite lived up to the hype that he had as a prospect. He used to be the #1 prospect in baseball. He just needs to grow into his body and stuff. And then, alright, so the second player that should be in the game for the Twins as a high class card is Ervin Santana. He pitched the wild card game for them in 2017 or 16, I forget which year. Didn't do so well, but he was their ace, and in my opinion, he still is their ace. He doesn't have the best pitch mix, but he's led them to the postseason, led them to a wild card game, coming back from a 100-loss season, and that's kind of incredible, in my opinion. Then the New York Mets. This guy's going to be a stud next season. Brandon Nimmo. So, in 2018, he had 260 through his 17 home runs, but the energy around him is ecstatic. He's always smiling. He's enjoying playing the game, and he seems like he's going to be really good. And then for the second player, another player who kind of came up in 2018, Zach Wheeler. He's honestly he surprised me. A 3.13 ERA. He's a really good player. Came up from the minor leagues. 182 innings pitched. Honestly, a really good player. Then for the New York Yankees, I believe Gardy Goes Yardy suggested this one. If I can spell his name right. Zach Britton deserves a Yankees high-class card. You know, he re-signed with the Yankees this offseason, so he's going to be sticking with the Yankees for a longer time period. In 2016, he was one of the most devastating pitchers to face in baseball, and he'll probably still retain somewhat of that form, if that made sense. But yeah, he did well in the postseason, if I remember correctly. So then moving on, we have Gleyber Torres to place third in the Rookie of the Year voting. He had one really good month, but then kind of, I wouldn't say quite fell off, but never quite lived up to past that 1 month. When he came up, he was really good. So then the next player is Chapman, not Aroldis Chapman, for the Oakland A's. Matt Chapman. I think the only reason why this guy doesn't have a high class card is because Josh Donaldson is there playing third. But this guy is going to be a stud. I believe he might have won the Gold Glove this season, if I'm not wrong. But yeah, another guy that the A's brought up and developed. Chapman, in my opinion, is really good. I like him. Then Lou Trevino, only has 2 cards in this game. However, his 2018 stats really aren't bad at all. And yeah, in this month he pitched with 1.26 ERA, 14 innings. That's not bad. That is not bad. So, with the first player that should have a card in the game, Carlos Ruiz. He's honestly been one of the better catchers in the game for over the past 10 years. He hit 325 with 16 home runs in 2012, 302 with 8 home runs in 2010, 283 in 2011, and 14 he hit 252. He was an all-star in 2012. He's been pretty good. I mean, yeah. And, yeah, that's all I have to say. It's not like I have a script in front of me or anything. So then, Jason Worth, he had some of his best years in Philly. Played with them from 2008 to 2010, looks like. Yep, 2008 to 2010. That's 3 years, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he's had some of his best years with Philly. And that's how he got his contract with the Nationals. And yeah, so then moving on to the Pittsburgh Pirates. They just acquired him last season. Chris Archer for the Pittsburgh Pirates. This is one of his only cards with an actual good pitch mix. And yeah, he's going to be good for them in the future. That's why he deserves a high class card. And now the other player for the Pittsburgh Pirates is not Ian Happ, J.J. Happ. Yeah, he pitched with them in 2015 only, looks like. But he had a decent season for them, 3.61 ERA. And why wouldn't you want to have Ian Happ on your team? Why not? Why not? And now, moving on to my San Diego Padres, Will Myers deserves a high-class card. He signed a 6-year, $83 million extension, might get traded over the offseason, but he played with them from 16 to 2018. Played with injuries in 2018. However, he was an all-star in 2016, and I was, quite frankly, very surprised he did not have a high-class card. And then the other player, Craig Stammen, pitched with the Padres from 17 to current day. He's been one of the better closers in the game, in my opinion. Really underrated. In real life, he's barely let any of his inherited runners score. He has a really good 2018 WAR card. So then, for San Francisco, we have Derek Rodriguez, I believe it is. Yeah, Derek Rodriguez. He only has 2 cards in the game, but I'm friends with some Giants fans, and they have told me that this guy's a stud, and I'll take their word for it there. And now, another starting pitcher, Derek Holland. Only pitched with the Giants this year, but he was honestly really good. He beat Clayton Kershaw on opening day, if I remember correctly. Good pitch mix. And a pretty good player, in my opinion. 3.57 ERA with 171 and a third innings pitched in 2018. Not bad. Then, for the Seattle Mariners, Iwakuma. There we go. He only has only 2 WAR cards in the game, but he pitched with them from 2012 to 2018, looks like. Okay, then. So he wasn't very good in 2018, but he still pitched. But yeah, I used to have his card before. Pretty good, in my opinion. And then, this guy, in my opinion, is one of the underrated right fielders in the game. Once you watch him, you really get to see how much of a player he is, how much of a good baseball player he is. In my opinion, there's a superstar level, then just below it is Mitch Haniger. He played with them from 17 to current day. This guy is a stud. 285, 26 home runs. Then in 2017, 282 with 16 home runs. He has a cannon of an arm. He's good defensively. He has decent speed. What else could you need? What else could you need? And then moving on to the St. Louis Cardinals. If this card was added into the game, it would cost at least $15 billion. I'm talking about Jordan Hicks. One of a real flamethrower in this game. His live SE price is starting to drip a little bit. But yeah, a Cheezer's favorite card right here. Ever since the screwball got nerfed. Yeah, 88 velocity. Pretty good, pretty good. Then we also have someone who looks like he's going to be a young stud for them. Harrison Bader, who came up in 2018. 264 with 12 home runs, but only 379 at bats. He's a defensive stud. He's really fast. He's an exciting player to watch. Moving on to the Tampa Bay Rays, Blake Snell. He was injury plagued somewhat. Came off of some kind of injury. It might have been Tommy John surgery, but I forget. Yeah, Cy Young Award winner in 2018. If you want to look at his stats, there it is right there. Really good pitcher. I really like watching him. And I like pitching with him too. I have him on my alt account. And then, interestingly enough, we just did the St. Louis Cardinals before. A player who used to be on the St. Louis Cardinals, Tommy Pham, deserves a high class card with the Tampa Bay Rays. He was good with them. 275 with 21 home runs. But this stat right here, 268 with 5 home runs in 1 month. He was just on fuego that month. And if he carries it over to 2019, you can bet he'll get a high-class card. Got 3 teams left. The Texas Rangers and Rougned Odor. Yeah, he notorious and infamous for his fight with Jose Bautista. Rougned Odor. He was good in 2016, 271 with 33 home runs. The only reason why he doesn't have a high class card is because of Ian Kinsler. Then moving on to Nomar Mazara. You can see he has PO Player of the Month cards in 2016. Played with them in 17 and 18. I don't know if he got traded or not, but he's been pretty decent with them. 253 with 20 home runs there. Yeah, he can just really do pretty much everything. Then we have Randall Grichuk for the Toronto Blue Jays. Traded from St. Louis to the Blue Jays. This guy is honestly pretty good. 245 with 25 home runs there. Then we have Tepera, who has only pitched with them for 17 and 18, and I'd assume current day. This card right here is pretty good. So, yeah. So now our final team, the Washington Nationals. Tanner Roark, unfortunately, traded from the Nationals to the Reds, but he's had some pretty good years for them. Then the final player on the list, Jason Worth. He was already on the list. He's been on the list twice. He signed a pretty good contract with the Nationals. Kind of mentored their young players coming in, such as Bryce Harper and people like that. But yeah, that is going to wrap it up for high-class cards that should be in this game. If you guys enjoyed, please be sure to leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out for now.